Hello, everyone. I'd like you welcome to episode 10 of Sportz Ballz, comedy first, ball second, the only sports show made by a bunch of people who have extreme dislike with sports. Let's go through the whole cast that we have. We got Dino, the genetic marvel. He's in charge of foreign sports. I'm your host, Tim Loss. I'm in charge of redneck sports. We got Bill Queen. He's in charge of alternative sports. And we got Tank in a disco ball somewhere in Studio 54. We got Agent Sports. Ooh, how's everyone doing? How's everyone's week been?
Oh, just out here dodging people with COVID like bullets from the Matrix. Like, fuck, man, they're everywhere. It's getting
not
tough.
The shitty one, you know, like, yeah.
I've been living good, man.
I have a story. We've been trying to get people from Slap Mountain on board. So Gary thought Gary can't be here. He might show up later. We never know. We have to contact his probation officer to see if he can even show up. So it's great. All jokes. But no, he actually thought he found the announcer. So he contacted him. And I just said, "Hey, Gary." And he put us in a group chat, and he was like, "Hey, this is the guy, the announcer." And I was like, "Whatever. Hey, can we book this guy?" And he replied. But then I found out who he really was. And he was Jim Cornette. Now, if you can't tell, I'm a pretty big fan of Jim Cornette, as I got a signed autograph of his only graphic novel. And my first interaction with my extreme wrestling idol was, "Hey, are you a bunch of that redneck Kentucky motherfuckers that smack each other?" And Gary, I'll never forgive you. We were friends, but now we're family, because I'll never forgive you for this. So I don't think he'll ever reply back, but at least he replied, and that's a good thing. Jim Cornette, I bought the merch. Please don't hold us against us at Sportz Ballz. But even with Gary not here, he still ends the show with his story somehow. Yeah, it's amazing.
You know, I just want to tell everyone, too, that the fact was that you messaged me and you're like, "You're not going to believe what happened." And he's like, "You probably don't know who this is." And I'm like, "How? Even I know who that was." I don't know anyone, man.
I was like, "Jim Cornette, dude." He's like, "Yeah, what?" He's like, "Some wrestler?" A heart attack. Why are you being so offensive to me? Why you gotta be like that? He's like my father. What are you talking about? He doesn't know it.
We know that's not true. His name isn't Ed. So
I just assumed that it was some kind of wrestling shit when Tim said he liked it. That's just my go-to move.
Right.
Hey. Yeah. And then I countered act with a fucking book, motherfucker. What'd you think about that? Yeah.
I mean,
with words.
Hey, a graphic novel, not a book. Let's
show us there's no pictures.
Your role, son.
You mean it's a fuck. Okay, so like Spider-Man, the $1 billion movie, is not credible. You know what? Starting off great.
When you open that book, there's fucking cooking recipes in it. That's not a real book. Don't try to persuade us with the book.
When on the road, the key to a good diet is making your own cookies on the bus. I'm going to show you how in 6 easy steps. That's why there's pictures. Listen, Surge just got snowed in. Surge, use it to your advantage. Tell everybody to stay away and just order delivery, because, you know, that's their problem. Yeah. Glenn is not sharing this shit. Yeah.
If the roads are too bad to drive on, call some 19-year-old with a 15-year-old car and bald tires.
Yes.
We call that Uber.
That's justice. That's just justice and, you know, a rite of passage. It builds character. Okay, Bill?
America. That's exactly how America works. Just call a 15-year-old with no insurance, living on the edge. I mean, it's like taking a gamble. Will my Chipotle get here? Who knows? You know?
We just call them entrepreneurs. And they have great business cards.
Hey, Susie.
Hey, man, we got all the great people out there. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, new people. Brandon James Mason. Hey, man, what's up?
Good evening.
It's very exciting. Jim Cornette. Glenn's going to harass him, too.
Please don't. He's already heard enough.
Commenters.
Dude, he is. He's amazing. Like, I immediately apologized and said, I'm thank you for saying no so apologetic. We didn't even deserve that. Because if you know Jim Cornette, he could have just said, "What the fuck are you guys motherfucking doing, motherfuckers?" Like, he is straight up hardcore. He eats cheeseburgers and phony wrestlers every Tuesday.
Listen, I really feel like we could make this like Big Bang Theory. Like, you should get a restraining order from Jim Cornette. Like, you are Stan Lee, and
See,
I feel like we could do that. Glenn, help us out here.
Here's the thing: you don't need to. Jim Cornette's already has restraining orders against him. What happens is he frames them and sells them for $5 a piece on his website, gives the money to charity. This motherfucker is the OG troll. He does not.
No. I'm saying he's going to get a restraining order against you.
That's not.
Oh, that might happen.
Flip the script on him, Tim. Take charge.
Take charge.
Yeah. Jay Martin, what's happening there, buddy?
Oh, what's up, Jay? What's up, Jay? Oh, well, I guess we're off to the next thing. Now we're off for the crazy world of sports. Sportz Ballz proudly presents our next segment, In the News, where we bring you
You can't give me the cue and then not say the cue right there, dickhead.
Well, no, you didn't see me because I gave a fucking heads up. That's amazing. Cut me off each time because I don't know when you're going to do it, so that's why I was doing small talk.
For those of you that are new here, we are consummate professionals. By what you've seen in the first 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, did you see those screen wipes? Oh man, I paid like $5 on Fiverr for those. What are you fucking talking about?
Tim with no tie. What the fuck? Serge is calling you out.
I know.
Susie's even noticing your hard work, Tim. Says that intro got
Don't call me out.
fancy.
I don't want to be responsible for it. I just
nobody else taking the blame.
Damn right, Susie. We're fancy. That's how we roll.
Fucking Tank's like, I'll just shoot my shot. Just go for it. Is that a guess? Doesn't matter.
We're going to go for our first topic. Dildos on the field. That's right. In the news. Dildos on the field.
Oh, please be women's soccer.
You would think so.
I was thinking volleyball, Olympic volleyball. No? Okay.
This would probably be a better story. Actually, it all starts... We'll get into it, but yesterday started an old tradition at Buffalo Stadium when the Patriots come to play, where someone throws a dildo on the field. Patriots were getting a shellacking. They got beat by 40 some odd to 10. It wasn't even close. But near garbage time, the Patriots scored a touchdown, and someone gave him a glorious dildo. Even the announcer said, "That's what you think it is," and the dude pointed at it. It's a hardy one. It's a great picture. It's a Caucasian one for our anchor ones.
What a great choice.
It is.
Choice.
Well,
it stands out against the ground. It's it's very noticeable.
The color contrast is beautiful here. I love it.
Well,
I applaud the prankster.
I'm going to give something a little open up the floor. The Red Wings throw an octopus on the ice on the start of every playoffs. Buffalo throws a dildo. Which one's better? Open the floor to you guys. Which one sends a better remark, a better tradition?
Oh, the dildo's better, obviously, because NFL, fuck the whole sport. Like, I could care less about any of them. So, like, if we're going to throw something onto the field, let's be depraved.
I'm going go ahead, Tank.
I don't have much room in my heart for dildos, but an octopus, dark room, I can make it work.
Tank, a dildo doesn't go in your heart cavity.
But an octopus can go in my penis.
Did you see the size of that thing? Like, that one might.
It's going into some cavity.
Something's getting rearranged to make
room.
Wait a minute,
Bill. I thought that was standard.
Listen, just so we know, Jay just came from a monster truck rally.
I thought that was standard, Bill. What happened?
That's not standard for white people.
Oh,
that's true. We'll commend on that. I will say I do believe they call that the TSA model because that thing is going into all cavities.
I feel like the end is a little small, but the balls look accurate.
It looks uncircumcised.
Don't you shame uncircumcision now.
Hey, I'm an anteater for life. Go fuck yourself, buddy. Okay? I was born an anteater. I'm going to die an anteater.
I think it's tapered off at the head like that because it's designed for anal.
Maybe just aerodynamics to throw further at him.
Maybe
How
that's what
fast
they
are you
use.
moving that aerodynamics becomes a factor?
Well, when you start tossing dildos on the field, I mean,
Maybe they threw one out there
Add
shaped
wings.
like a needle. Let some air out of the ball.
all right, I'm going to calm this down and just say straight up, octopus may not be the most desirable one, but takes more respect because that's a smelly fucking octopus you got smuggling through guards. We're talking Buffalo in New York. Who doesn't have a dildo in their back pocket? I hear they sell them on the fucking subway. So, I mean, you can probably pick one up onto the show. An octopus, that takes planning. So I'm just going to give them respect on that. Cool factor, all the way dildo. I'm sorry, that's the James Dean in the dildo. You can't beat it. Bill, what's up?
I can't let you just push octopus over the line as the winner because you threw smell out there. Like, sure, the octopus is gonna smell, but there's no guarantee that dildo smells pleasant either.
Oh, no way. Did you just do that? Did that just happen?
Bill. I agree with Bill. There's variables here.
Like, I would be way more afraid to smell the dildo than the octopus.
I would never smell the dildo.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Dino.
Was the immediate assumption that someone had thrown it because, Jay brings out a good point, maybe fell out of the quarterback. I feel like there's a lot of circumstances where people walk around with certain accoutrements that could result in a hearty cough or sneeze would result in a projectile just shooting out there.
Well, okay. First of all, this ain't a ping pong ball, and someone ain't making extra 20 out there at the end zone. So, I just slipping out 50 feet seems a little. But I'll give it to you, Dino. But here's the thing: I looked. It's true. Never guessed.
Hard.
Like they could at least put a condom on it. That's all I'm saying. But I actually looked into this more. And it's no, someone threw it because the timeline, it started in 2016 when the video, and let me get this video name called Dildo Launch, went viral almost with a guy. He basically smuggled in a dildo, wrote Brady's dildo, and tried to throw it at Brady. So in 2017, this started the tradition where someone has a better footage of doing it, and they started it again. 2018, 2016, first video, then the owner gives an ultimatum. 2017, they do it again. That guy gets banned from Buffalo Stadium. 2018, they do it again. That guy gets fucking arrested. 2022, they do it again. This guy goes viral and might get sponsored by Nike. So it's a changing of times in different ways. Anyone want to comment on the new tradition at Buffalo Stadium? Go ahead with Bill, then Dino.
I was going to say, I just think they're inadvertently creating a new sport, and in 5 years, we're going to be out here talking about dildo throwing.
Well, it's better than the T-shirt cannon. That's a souvenir just for the
How much
ladies.
distance can you get this 8 inches out?
Dino, what you got?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, did he put that name on there, like, with a marker or a label maker? Like, I want to know what kind of...
What insane motherfucker brings a label maker to an NFL? Dildo, okay, but this motherfucker's probably got a label maker. He's probably got sandwich bags on his feet. What the hell is this? I want to
point out that, like, while granted, there's a cost differential. I did find out that a octopus costs anywhere between $20 and $1,000 for purchase, but like a new one is usually $30 to $100. But like, if you hit somebody with a dildo from a distance, that's assault, right? But like hitting them with an octopus, I feel like you could say like natural forces, like
the penny drop with a dildo on the top of the stadium just to see what would happen. Right on the helmet. I mean, I like it. I like the aerodynamics.
Where's a dude perfect YouTube video when you really need it? Like these guys are doing all this nerf shit.
Susie just mentioned Nike dildos. Sheesh, which is a little out of control.
Reebok makes those.
I'm gonna go shame on no innovation from Buffalo. They keep doing the same stuff. Why they're a helicopter dildo yet, and they fly in. You're gonna get way better.
Like a drone? They've done that.
You could do it to like I've seen the video with a foreign leader. They had one fly, and why can't we do that to Brady?
And it almost went for his mouth. It was pretty funny, man. That was a great
imagine, dude. Imagine the sponsorships. Your TikTok will go crazy. Crazy TikToks. Before we go into the next subject, does anyone have any more to talk about it?
I just wish you would have hit it right in the helmet. I just want to see it stuck in the helmet. That's all I want.
Oh, like one of those rubber back ones where it's like, blick, and then it's like,
It makes the door sound.
And then the rule is, if you get that suction cup to stick on the helmet, they have to play the rest of the game like that.
I feel that's fair. Like, you know what? Like in the NBA, they have that like quarter mid-court shot, right?
Yeah.
So realistically, what if football is you got to launch a dildo from one side through the uprights and
I like it.
just going right through the sky.
I like this at Sportz Ballz because, you know, people think we're just comedians telling jokes. We solve shit. We just told NFL how to interact with fans and make it a more enjoyable experience.
Yes,
you know, so we're here to help, Goodell. See? Now, just imagine Al Michaels. Now we got the dildo drone in the sky cam.
Brought to you by McDonald's, everyone. Fresh. No.
Yeah.
I was going to use
the
Bill's
Pfizer dildo drone.
Open wide.
Jabbing you since 2020. Boom.
We've already been canceled enough. I don't want to go too much more into it, but my joke was going to make it probably shouldn't have been said. So it was going to be weird.
I love the balls.
No, my balls are my wife's purse and she's at work. So no, balls are gone. No, I was basically going to say the new Pfizer drone been accepted for your teenage people, 12 and under now. So you can take them to the NFL game. Fuck you, groans. I told you what was going to happen. Deal with it. We're going to the next topic. Durant does a Carlin bit during an interview and gets fined. That's right. This is really not. I'm going to just open up. Basketball player said fucking shit during the interview. Do we care?
Absolutely.
I don't think it's a big deal.
I got his facial expression. So this is when he said shit, and this is when he dropped an F-bomb right there. Dude, I don't think he cared. To be honest.
Well, here's the real story to me. He's got 65,000 in fines just for his language. 25,000 for, I think 15,000 for this interview. 25,000 for trash talking on the court. What the fuck just happened? Michael Jordan used to make people cry on the court, you know, and shit. When did trash talk become a finable offense in the NBA? Like, that's the real thing. And can it happen to us? Could someone call me a fat ass and I give them a fine of $50? Like, how can we monetize this?
It's going to need to be in my contract. It's going to need to be. There's going to need to be a set aside of about $150,000 for me just to call anybody I want a pussy ass bitch. I just need that to be on the set aside. I need $150,000 in my contract per year for cursing. Just that.
That's revolutionary. They should like just have a talk shit clause in your thing. Like you like think if Marshawn Lynch had it. Like, hey, you know I'm going to say some shit. Dino, what's going on?
Well, I'm just thinking like movies have a cocaine budget. It only makes sense that a sports contract has a swearing budget. I think that's hookers and swearing. That seems fair.
Unless it's on Caddyshack, they don't call it a cocaine budget, though. That's the thing.
We all know what it is. Craft services. It's just sandwiches don't cost that much, sir.
Right.
Coca-Cola has a cocaine budget.
That's true.
They tried to farm their own cocaine. Okay, just without the just working on a little bit of science, and it failed. You failed us, Coke. You failed us.
I just want to do this practice. Like, imagine how much money I'd make off Bill just doing this show an hour long. Him talking, that's going to be $25, Bill. I got to find you. That hurt my feelings. Like, it's going to be another.
Wasn't that a Demolition Man?
Yeah, that's what it would turn into. Bill,
but see, the thing there is,
go ahead, Bill.
You would have to put me under contract and then actually pay me And then you would just be slowly getting your own money back. Like, I'm not really missing out. What am I losing?
Hey, Tim.
And by the way, the numbers you're throwing, I know what kind of contract I would be under with you. So stop talking dollars here. Like, all right, Bill, that's another 4 cents. Like,
Bill, you need to stop making sense and stop blowing the fourth wall of this production here like Deadpool. What the fuck, dude? Save some mystery for the guests. Tank, what were you saying earlier? I couldn't hear you.
I can't say anything now. Bill basically just looked at the viewers and said, I work for free. I am here by my own will. This is something I do because I love you guys.
Listen, also, Serge is letting us know sex with drones is how Skynet starts. So, just an FYI, guys, this is our future. It's coming.
What?
Be ready. Be ready.
That's not what James Cameron probably had in mind about his whole series, but that's probably what's next.
If sex with drones is how Skynet starts, what part of the robot will they build first?
Oh,
so the helicopter part, I would assume.
The brain, because men always like the brain of the woman because we want something to talk to.
Can you imagine if you can Uber a fuck? Just be like, hey, I need a fuck over here. You can just come over. And
I just picture, I'm sure there's someone in a different country making just a booty right now. And that's going to be the end of everything. End of humanity. And that's going to be its selling point. Are you tired of all the rest of the woman? This is just a booty. It's just the booty.
But somehow they'll fuck it up. Like all of a sudden now they're sex toys that yell at you for not taking out the garbage.
Get it out of here.
Sex toys that monitor your playing of playing of video games. Like, you really gonna play another round? Like, Jesus.
You want me to sign a petition? Make those 2 robots. I'll fucking sign all petitions. Get these goddamn robots out of here.
Oh no! Come on. Fandom's gone too much.
Even Hollywood is getting involved. I'm just saying, we're onto something.
We don't need to monetize Deadpool of that.
Hey.
Well, this goes into the aspect of another thing we were talking about. These commentators actually got fired here recently for saying disparaging things about a woman's middle school game. Yes. Here's how bad it was. The article wouldn't tell us what they said. And they scrubbed the internet of all the bootleg videos. All they said is they made a comment about their parents. Now, did anyone else find what maybe was said?
I did find where they refer to them as monstrously overweight, which I'm like, that's an aggressive level of overweightness. But they were playing basketball, so I'm like, I don't think they were... Like, they both wear glasses or are old. So I'm like, maybe they saw something and were like, why are they playing basketball? And you're like, that is a blow-up doll. It's not like, But then the bad part, that did get blanked out. So just told them.
So what
said they were really fat, which apparently in the article they were like, they weren't really fat, which I'm like, listen, they probably were. But at the same time, you shouldn't say that shit, right? Like, come on.
Bill, what do you got? Sorry. Dino, finish your point.
No,
Dino, then Bill.
They were saying the score was like 50-10. So you're like, it was like last week where you're going, listen, man, how are you going to the whole team sucks and you're going to blame it on the fat people? Listen, everyone was guilty in that game. So fuck it.
Are you sure they didn't say they were monstrously fat for basketball players?
I feel like if you're monstrously fat is kind of universal,
Well, in my world, anything that is called monstrously fat is definitely not playing basketball.
Exactly.
Like, it's not running around.
The hover around scooter gang is really getting some rebounds on the boards tonight, guys. My question to you guys. What's more offensive, the overweight or the monstrous adjective? Like, which one got him fired? Like, one word either gets you suspended. Put them together, we see what happens. But which word is the worst word, if we're going to say?
Overweight.
I'm going to tell you what got him fired. People hearing, because everybody agreed. I'll tell you what. Everybody agreed. People heard it. It was like, you know what? Anybody else here? All right, they got to get fired. That's it. Because I promise you, you don't call anybody monstrously fat just out of the air. You see ankles overlapping, and you're like, wait a minute.
The word monstrous makes me think that there was some unsightly hairs in places there shouldn't be, or so. Like there, in my head, when you say, I know this isn't it, but this is probably why they got fired. Because when you say monstrously fat, I immediately pick the red creature from Looney Tunes out there playing 5-on-5 basketball. And I'm like, that's not a good look for a middle schooler.
Monstrously fat is not being able to tell if it's an 8 or a 0. That's when when the jersey overlaps in the front. That's when there was some evidence, is what I'm saying.
They have their 50th substitution of the game. Like, all right, we gotta come on, we keep rotating out. We're losing them. Just see people fanning each other.
Okay, but like I have pictures of these guys. So this is Jim Carter. I'm like, he's probably fucking dead. Like
they're monsters. I love that.
And this guy is already fat. Like, fuck this guy, right? Like, who the fuck are they to call anybody anything? But
that guy smiles like Frankenstein.
I honestly thought it was a relative of you, Bill. I was like, that might be Bill's. I don't know.
Is that what fucking Bill looks like without a hat? Is that fucking Bill? What the hell?
I just picture Bender as a human. Yeah, that seems.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, it's all relative.
What was that booty sandwiches? That booty, the booty that makes sandwiches?
Oh, that was Susie. She said, "Yeah, it's a booty that makes sandwiches." That's the robot. When you're
you
like,
need
it's
to
just
call
a booty.
that making an invention that you see between like Maury episodes. Like, you got an idea? We can invent it. That's Susie. That's a winning idea. Send it in.
That's all the way to Shark Tank. All the way to
Bill.
Shark Tank.
I was just gonna say, I apologize for making fun of you probably being a slow reader. That shit was barely up there, and this guy's like, booty sandwiches? For sure I eat ass.
Oh, god damn it. All right, we're going to go on to another story. Fuck. Well, that makes sense. We'll move it on because that makes sense. Things to do in Florida at the Florida hockey game. This started Twitter controversy as it looked like Kodiak, the rapper, was doing a little extra. I think he's a rapper. I'm assuming. I feel really bad. Thank you. I thought I saw his music, but then I immediately digressed. I was like, oh God, I just assumed. I feel so bad. But no, Kodiak, the rapper, was at a game and apparently looked like it was. He was having way more fun than the Panthers were doing. What it looked like. Do we have the video? Can we show it?
We can't show the video. That's on Twitter.
Can't, yeah,
but if you look here where the seats are, between the
They're
empty
playing
seats,
Extreme Twister in the VIP section. It looks that way.
I was going to say like Leap Over, like that game from school, I think, but he's losing.
I'm more worried that there's no safety railing. Did anyone else see that? Like, that is scary. And give it up to her for just giving it all out. It turns out it was twerking. They have another video from a different angle.
Wasn't.
Yeah, no, it was on Twitter. I did my research. It's a sports ball. We do our research here. You got and maybe it wasn't, but definitely something was happening. They made it look that was the explanation given on Twitter. She was just twerking on him. What would you want? Can you think of anything better to do at the Florida game?
Not at all. What a great time, right? Just to be watching basketball, just getting some booty just rubbed up on you. This just. Congratulations to Kodak. What a great time he had. I'm proud of him.
I can't really disagree with that. Even though it was a hockey game and not a basketball game, they made it feel like a basketball game. That's how entertaining it was. Like, that's how, but he fucking rocked it, dude. Bill, I'm pretty sure you're conceived at maybe a basketball game in Nebraska. Well,
no, my family, we're not into this athletic shit. Like,
that's why it was in the restrooms. It wasn't in the seats.
Sports at my house is getting drunk and high at grandma's and cousins fist fighting. Like,
wow.
I had many of fist fights with cousins growing up while drunken uncles were betting on winners.
Yeah,
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, the 80s ruled.
Also,
as far as this, I have connections to Florida. And it really bothers me how much they pretend to like hockey.
True.
Like for
That's
a
fair.
bunch of people that fucking complain when it hits 50, quit pretending you like ice. Shut the fuck up.
Ain't that dude? Bill always coming in, making sense.
Coming in hot.
Like the only way people will actually go to a Florida hockey game is an attraction at Disney World. You know, like put an MGM Grand. But other than that, there's so much shit going on in Florida. Why you want to sit there and see fucking hockey? That's a Midwestern thing or a Canadian thing. Sorry, but I mean, if you're in Florida, why would you? Hey, I mean, he's doing what. The cool shit, you know, he's having fun VIP, but for the rest of us, we're sitting there next to a guy who takes hockey way too seriously, getting fucking natty ice, not even light ice, that punch of shit getting spilled all over us. So I don't know.
I just thought it was funny when the camera saw them, like it panned sideways, and the guys in the next box were like, check that out. And you're going, oh yeah, I'm sure they were twerking. Just, yeah. She wasn't a lady of the night or anything. No, I'm sure it was just a romantic. They were commemorating their experience through dance.
This is actually, it makes a sports ball question that just came in. If you're a rapper at a hockey game in Florida, aren't you obligated to do something like this? Like, I mean, if you're a rock star, you're doing the same shit. Like, if you're an artist of some type, don't you got to entertain? And I'm sure those motherfuckers weren't entertained at the hockey game.
100%. As an advocate for the black community, I can speak. This was his job. He was supposed to be there doing that. It was in his contract going to the hockey game. Kodak get danced on, wave at the camera. Entrance of that is not accepted, but Kodak just does what he wants, regardless. That's how he gets down.
Wow.
I give him for stamina because he was leaning all over, and he kept his balance. My fat ass, both of us would have been tumbling 3 or 4 rows.
Listen, that's just not safe. Like, let's be honest. There are people who are watching, which also that's weird. Like,
I mean, but look, if you're going to talk about how it's not safe, I don't know. Like, you're calling in her upper body strength into question now. Like she's in the
and his balance
stance.
and his balance.
That's
She's
true.
done this before. It's not her first time.
Oh, I question the balance of the rapper over the stripper.
Definitely. You know, strippers are limber. That's the job, man. That's, you know.
Yeah.
But
now you're giving her a lot of credit. She may not be a stripper. She might have just been.
Yeah, I'm sure they're in a committed relationship for the long haul.
Come on, man. Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't she look like that? That should give you that vibe.
Let's see.
I bring it to my grandma.
The wink says yes, but
Grandma,
the 3-point stance says no.
The wig does say yes. I wasn't even going to jump on board on that, but that it does
she
have
might be
a
an
very
offensive lineman too. You never know.
It might be an off. Yeah. Oh, poor Kodiak. Now we're getting somewhere. I got Eddie Murphy. No. Everyone's all on Twitter. No. Oh Lord. I just picture the Nancy out in the crowd, like thinking of hearing all this Florida man stuff about gators, drugs, and meth, and thinking the safest place she could take her family is to a hockey game in Florida. And then all of a sudden they look at the Titantron. Oh my God! Shelter your ass!
Enthusiastic, strong leg lean.
Oh, dude, Susie's killing it.
Okay, so apparently, is this them that were? Is that the same?
No,
are you sure?
Absolutely.
Is it him?
Same one. Same thing. Yes, that's her. That's her.
They're right.
And that fat fuck beside them? Who's?
Yeah, who is that?
Guys,
You should be shaming him.
Definitely. Well, he's one who's like, "Hey, I recorded you when you were in that box over there. Want to see the video?" It's like it starts like this.
You give me $10,000, I won't put it on TMZ right now. He's negotiating. See, I got you.
Well, she's got half a tit out right there, which you're like, listen, I'll tell you right now.
I have to say that's tasteful underboob. I don't think that's a tit out. That's
quite
tasteful.
No, it's quite side.
Yeah, that's quite side boob there.
Like, you know, it's. I wouldn't say out.
Side
you're right.
You're right.
I'll concede that, but you know,
it's not considered titty out until you've seen a nipple.
Yeah,
exactly.
Doesn't matter what angle you're looking at it from, top, bottom, sides. It's not out if you don't see the nipple.
And if it's under, you have to see the lowest point. If I'm seeing underboob, I have to see the lowest point, and then it goes up. So it's fair.
We got the most detail since cottage cheese about boobage in photographs, and I love it. This is what Sportz Ballz is all about.
You kept on saying large curd. Okay, that's not on me, sir. Okay, you started that war.
I did start that war. Well, that brings up to
underside move. Yes.
Our next topic. Mama said knock you out, but I bet that's her calling right now. This is a story about a boxer bringing his phone to the ring, and in the first round, it falls out of his boxers, like I was boxing boxers. I don't know what the fuck, his shorts, and has to stop the fight for a second. So my question is to you, why the fuck did he bring a phone? You have your gloves on, they're taped. You can't text in between rounds. You can't have you have someone holding the fucking stick, and maybe you're a good coach, an Instagram coach. This opened a whole things like, should boxers have a social media coach in their corner? That's the sports ball question. And John Goodman's side boob is always tasteful boob. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but he is in my death pool this year.
Rest in peace, John Goodman.
Rest in peace. What do you guys think? Should boxer? Why do you bring the phone? 2-part question. Second, should they have a social media coach in their corner? I'll leave it open.
What the fuck is a social media coach?
Why else would you bring a fucking phone? You're not gonna take a phone call before rounds, and even then you can't hold it. You have these fucking gloves.
You never know.
MMA
He's
gloves.
been caught cheating on his girl enough times to where he's got to be right there to text right back.
Yeah.
So you're saying
the middle of the fourth round is not a valid excuse with her.
It's
Jesus Christ.
It's not the text back, Bill, but you almost got it. His girl goes through his phone. He was like, I'm keeping this on me at all times.
It's either one, guys, and that's what's insane. You blew my whole fucking mind because I was thinking, oh, he's just being self-absorbed. But you're like, nah, he's overbearing wife, or or the wife is trying to learn too much and knows his fucking codes, and he's got to keep it close to the belt. But Jesus, that's illuminating as fuck. Look at us innocent motherfuckers up here, Dino, asking childish questions.
Susie brings out set to vibrate, Tim. He was,
Susie's with the shit.
Susie is on point. Right?
I was thinking he was just bringing it to get an extra little breath in the first few rounds, like it'd fall out, ha ha ha. But Bill's idea hit so close to, I think it's real. Like that's.
I mean, where was the phone?
Huh?
Like, did he have the phone taped to his glove, and he's giving you the dopest Instagram live ever during the fight?
Well, Jay Martin suggested a dick selfie might be it.
That's how some congressmen lose the race. I don't know if you want to do that.
Serge says he was watching Sportz Ballz. Duh.
That's the only way to
of
do
course.
it.
Like, look.
No, he wasn't watching us, but he knew how to get our attention.
Give it up for that ref. This goes back to a foreshadowing story. When the dildo went on the fields on our first story, the refs didn't touch it. They just kicked it off the field like it was a fucking. This ref,
I feel like he should have stepped on it and then scooped it.
Yeah. This ref just barehanded this ball phone that's been in a pre-workout pants like nothing. He's ready. He's ready to make a fucking long distance phone call even.
I think that guy, like, his ranking should be up. Like, he's got to move up a few spots. Like, he's whipping dudes' ass with a Samsung in his pocket.
Well, if it was a Nokia, then it'd be like, hey, he's cheating because that shit hurts. Okay, if it was one of those old Nokia phones. I had one of those things that will take out an eye. Listen, I saw a video of two guys doing karate, and one of them, his phone fell out of his gi, and he got disqualified for it. So I don't know why this fuck didn't get disqualified. If he brought his phone into the fucking ring, he should have been disqualified for being just a dipshit.
Well, that's because he brought just a Samsung, and if he brought a flip phone in, it would have caused a riot. They would have called it a no contest and shamed him forever. Man, he brought in a fucking cricket, his dad's cricket, little fucking. Like, what the fuck is this? It's a relic. You steal this from a museum? What the?
Yeah. A 1990 Nokia. That's like putting mercury in your
actually
blood.
still have a working one. It could go on Facebook. It is insane. If you ever wonder why your grandma only replies like one word, it's because it takes 35 fucking minutes to get that one word. Give it up for grandma for just trying to be on Facebook. You shouldn't give her too much trouble.
Give it up for yourself for texting your grandma.
She's the only one that replies back. She's senile. We'll go into our final topic. This is reality show madness. The finalists were robbed. Here's the bigger question we're going to get into. Basically, two people were on the Real World Road Rules The Challenge, MTV All-Stars. It's on Paramount. Subscribe, etc., whatever. It got to the final. They had to do an equation to run, then open up a safe. They had the right equation. They did everything right. The safe wouldn't open. Basically, even people said, it just happens. What can we do? Here's my reality TV. We've already talked this a lot. Do you think it was set up and rigged? I personally do, because they thought the other people that won would probably a better story. Or is this just something they fucked up because they were too, maybe they missed a detail? Dino.
Well, first of all, it's these people. Fuck them.
Okay? Yeah, Daryl and Janelle.
Yeah, fuck these people. She looks like she's an alien. Okay? He looks like a nice guy, but he's got this shit ass tattoo where that looks like a shitty barbed wire. Like you're
all right.
User, okay,
now
one.
See, this is where I get a little fit. Daryl, 4-time challenge champion, 6-time finalist, has a finalist record of 89%. You don't disrespect the legend in this.
Listen, he's got shit tattoo, but he's also paired with alien face. Okay?
He goes, Daryl. Anybody named Daryl, I don't respect.
Yeah.
Daryl can kick rocks. Look at his partner. Choose a better partner, Daryl. Your partner looks like that thing off a Splice.
She looks like her name could also be Daryl.
It might have been at one time, but we don't.
Daryl and Darrell.
We're not allowed to talk about that, Bill. Yeah, it's fake.
That's all anyone can say. Jesus.
Listen.
Well, I'm glad I wasted 12 hours of my life on this fake ass show.
If you go through the article, one of the things is they got there 10 minutes ahead. Okay, they put in their code and they said it's not opening. And they said, "This is the code we have. Is it the right code?" And the people were like, "Yeah, keep trying." And then they were like, "Well, it's not working." Now they were like, "Okay, well, like run to the plane," because that's what they had to do as the finish. As they were getting there, a pickup truck came and said, "Hey, get in, you got to go back." They're like, "Why?" He goes, "You're not putting them in correctly." Drove them back, and then they're like, "Oh, well, it just didn't work." And I'm like, I feel like because the people who did win, if you see the video that they put out, they were like, "Oh, the instructions are right beside it. Hold on, follow the instructions." So they went and started putting it in, following the instructions, and it worked. So I feel like, and realistically, let's be honest, this woman right here has definitely complained about, "Hey, your soup isn't soup-like." Yeah, you have to put water in it. What? How dare you?
I watched all 12 episodes. Janelle's a fucking beast. She's a challenge beast. She was one of them, but she did all of the bad
big cock too.
It's fuck, dude. Jesus. But you talking like, who are the basically my idea was it's rigged, not in a different aspect. You watch the whole season, the people that did win was MJ and Johnny, and it was pretty set up for them to win the whole time. There's actually controversy before this. There's a team that they didn't know the rules and kind of went brute force on a thing, and they said they disqualified him, which set this whole thing up to kind of put Daryl and Janelle at a disadvantage, which reality TV scripted, guys. That's all. It's a good TV show. It ain't a fucking sport, which makes it sad that these guys, this is their fucking job. Like,
that's not a fucking job.
Well, listen, tell it to them, because they're definitely
that's the other couple.
Yes, Brad and
losers. Okay,
Jody.
Yeah, fuck these people.
Jesus,
all right.
Hurt me.
Look here. All I know about this is what I've heard you say, and I saw the pictures of the people. Based off that information, when you're telling me the first people say the code doesn't work, you find out they're not reading the directions. And if you tell me, like, yeah, they didn't read the directions, they did it wrong. Like, yeah, I believe that. Fuck them.
Yeah, I do.
I don't even know them, and I hate them.
I feel like there's a lot of people on that list, though, Bill. Like,
I hope I hope there's a lot of people out there that aren't like Bill and don't immediately turn us on and go, nope, and move on. Like, what the fuck is this?
Look, man, that's what people are. Hate brings people in. Don't you know how algorithms work? I'm trying to get us more viewers.
I base 95% of my stand-up career on that alone.
And also,
so does Tom Ross.
He's 100%.
Do not take my hatred as any kind of fondness for the people that read directions and won, because fuck them too.
Bill is very.
At least you're consistent, Bill.
He's well-rounded with his hate.
I mean, yeah, they're reality TV people.
Yeah.
I have no reverence for them.
Look, they're barely people. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Basic humans. Yeah.
I will just put it out there. Brad and Daryl have been in my life longer than 4 out of 5 of my stepdads. So shout out to you guys for always being there with commercial breaks.
That's definitely
we
one
always
of your
appreciate it.
That's definitely
well. Why you think I'm so douchey and intolerable?
On the left, I mean. On the left, definitely.
Jesus. It keeps you got Bill to laugh.
On the right over here, buddy.
I should have been the first straight guy on RuPaul. That's what it
There's still hope, sir.
Damn it. Should have been me.
I can sew. I'll get you on there, man.
Fuck, dude. Tim Morpheus is wearing a Dino special. Work it, girl. I have to clock him on his teeth. Did he eat metal before he came on the walkway? What the fuck?
I feel like you'd be the only drag queen that's still bald. Like you would have a wig, but only on the sides.
It would be on his shoulder or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it would just go like a mane. It would just come around. He's like,
I call this the roadie. Like, just, hey, kids, you know where to get some good drugs? like that's just...
It's called You Gonna Eat That?
It flashbacks to every uncle I ever had that wore that leather Harley vest. Like, hey, guy, how you doing? Bandanas rock, right? Whatever, man.
Whatever, man.
Oh, man. We got
regular
something
at the Blue Oyster Bar, eh?
Any more left on you guys? Last words.
Right. About them? No, fuck them.
Good. That's what I thought. Fuck them. We're going to do a new segment. This is called Lock of the Week. The experts here at Sportz Ballz are here to give you the Lock of a Week. The segment Sportz Ballz Lock of the Week. Don't. It's fucking awesome. Sportz Ballz Locks of the Week is, if you're going to bet on anything, bet on the refs. The refs will control most of the ball in every sport. We have this with the betting scandal in NBA, and over this weekend pretty much just happened with the Cowboys game, really before we even started here. So the Lock of the Week is the refs. And that's it for that segment. That was nice. I liked it. Next week we'll do another lock. This is for the Sportsters. Now hold on. I got my super professional. Got my cue cards not mixed up at all. If you thought
it's definitely a CVS receipt.
That's what it is.
Scroll.
I saved 25%. How's that possible?
Roll up, roll down. Roll up, roll down.
All right, I have to slow it down here on Sportz Ballz. We talk the real issues like what is tickle wrestling? Why isn't it co-ed? So that's why we're bringing up our segment. Is it sports?
Is that guy swinging a fish?
Yeah, we get into it. All those will be talked to eventually. Bill, you're muted, and you're muted. There we go.
Were they playing chess in a boxing ring?
We are getting those as well. That's all good stuff. I love your questions and your enthusiasm. I'm a little ashamed that none of those are the topic this evening, though. Competitive endurance tickling or tickle wrestling is a thing. We're here to describe, is it a sport or not? After our research, which is a rabbit hole of just. This is one of those sports. Clear your browser history just to be safe afterwards. Here's a few details I will say. It looks like a mostly 2 ticklers on 1 restrained closed male.
Jesus Christ.
They're never nude. They are always heterosexual. I don't know why that's a peak of interest, but it definitely is. I don't know why. And no women. It's not a co-ed sport. Is there a point system? Not really. Is there rankings? Doubtful. Has it been going on? Yes, since the VHS trading days of the late 80s and early 90s. It's been streamlined by this one guy who's been doing it since I think the late 90s in my research.
He's definitely doing something.
And what they do is they go to low income or impoverished areas and basically tell these guys, do they want to be in a reality show, casting couch situation, and they restrain them and tickle them. In some instances, they say it's for the military, an experiment to see if it's a torture or not. Is actually a documentary you can find right now on Tubi called Tickled that goes into the leader of this organization and a lot more stuff we're not going to get into because we are not going to get canceled again. We've already done it twice this episode. Let's not do it a third. But we just on the face value. What do you think of competitive endurance tickling? Go ahead, Bill.
The fact that they had to make a point to say heterosexual and then no women. It's kind of like hiding in plain sight shit. Like, I'm calling you into question. Like,
it is a main topic of it, one of the main topics of the documentary, and they find it's a main question that many people have. I will say that. I have an explanation. It was written. What someone said, they asked the director in a Washington Post article, why is this, kind of to sum up? And they said basically the fetish of this that might be is that they're straight, because they could, in their minds, they could always get maybe gay men to do this, but getting a straight man is the real challenge, which adds to, I swear to God, which adds to this. Who's the real competitors of this fucking Squid Game of poverty shit? Is it the rich people buying and seeing what you can do, or the people playing it? Are we pawns like a fucking War Pigs game? Let's make it funny because this is getting too fucking serious. I'm going to have to change the
what
topic.
kind of money are we talking about?
Not good money.
It just depends. But in my research, never over 1,000. Mostly like 250.
What? A whole 1,000? Hold on.
That's Jesus Christ. Are we giving away billions? What are we doing? $1,000 to somebody in poverty? You give me $200. I'm down.
Okay. I did think it was going to be a business opportunity for Sportz Ballz, but you can tell how well I pay my cast. They're already like, they tickle and pay? Wow.
No, my thing is, in the bums I've come across through my travels on the planet, they are currently doing much worse for much less.
Yeah.
Well,
also
these are
true.
the things. They don't get bums. This is not part of it. It's usually 19 to 24-year-old males. They try not to get over. So, yeah, Tank, you're the only, maybe the potential one. I know, I'm saying you can maybe pass. I don't know if you're over the age, but all of us,
26,
definitely
but
not.
I'll lie for science, you know.
For science.
It's research. It's research for America. That's how the interview afterwards, I was like, I'm just a fucking patriot. What are you talking about?
I'm going to be that one guy in Squid Games who like changes, and then I'm going to act like one of the ticklers and take the whole fucking operation down. I'm taking one for the
that's what you're playing, the real game. You're starting at the entry level, but at the end, you're going to have your own tickle empire.
That's right.
I like your style. It might be a little bit more open and less hateful than this guy, too. You got to change the tickle game. Like, I'm coming in, and I'll give dental. Like, hell, I might even jump in on that shit. I'm like, well, how much are you tickling?
I'm listening to Bill. Hate brings viewers. More hate. More toxicity.
Oh, God.
Dito.
Listen, this just reminds me of, like, the times when you hear about, like, fraternities that had all the guys suck each other's dicks, and they're like, now you guys are all gay, now you're in the fraternity. You're like, no, man, that's some weird shit. The fact that they're like, only straight people, you're like, okay, number one, that's weird. Number two, if this isn't a porno, like what is happening here? Like there's no, I read the same thing that you sent out where it's like, oh yeah, it's doing stuff for the military. So like, listen, number one, some people are just stupid as shit, okay? And you know what? They got taken advantage of. Well, that shit happens. And
when
that sucks, but
when you're super poor, you don't have you're so poor you don't have the ability to afford shame or logic or proper narrative. So you have to make this fantasy world like, oh yeah, I was just doing it for research. I was doing my part for America. And then that's why I took 3 showers with the lava soap, the one with sand that washes the grit off. I don't feel bad. Like, it's just the lies we tell ourselves. Now, if this is your thing, who cares? That's the thing.
But it's not.
But to make it a sport in disguise seems very transparent, like Bill is saying. Yeah. Bill, I think, may have had another comment. What you got, Bill?
I can't respect anybody that agrees to sign up to get tickled for money and then complains about it like they were taken advantage of.
Yeah. Have some professionalism.
A rape shower for a tickling session. Like, you're overreacting now.
Who says they're complaining? Here's the thing. Jason's already like, this is $1,000?
Yeah.
What's up, Tim?
Every fucking day of the week.
And we already had Tank down here too. Here's the thing. A lot of them don't complain. This guy just saw it on online like us and research, and it went into a rabbit hole. A lot of guys feel dirty afterwards, but are they not going to go on camera? Fuck no. I was already on camera before. I ain't fucking, like, it goes into a weird thing where they don't want to sell their likeness. That's where it kind of started. And some of them got mad that happened, but you're strapped down, they're tickling. Like, dude, it's a casting couch situation. You're happy you just have your clothes on. Like, why take the money?
Like, I see the comment. I didn't read up on the story, but are they doing finishing moves? Like, are they?
Someone's finishing. I'll tell you that. Someone's finishing.
I picture an eye patch Russian that comes in with 2 fingers. They call me the Hook. And I'm like, oh shit, where do you put that?
No, like
more the milkman. Just
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you're talking digits. This is tickling, right?
Yeah.
So like we just
tickling for leaders.
We finish by sticking 10 turkey vulture feathers up your ass.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I feel like turkey vulture feathers a little aggressive, don't you?
That just, you know what? That does sound like an old tickling method. We're in the new age of tickling, Bill. We're trying the new
technology.
Age stuff. We can't just go the old pioneers like we did. We're on dildo drones and the new age of stuff, Bill.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
We all got those Priths for, I can't even say it because I had the vaccine and the booster. I can't even say it. Pritzer vaccines. We're all on them. We're on the new age, man. We're all digging the new music by Foster and the People and all that jams. I think I just aged myself by like 12 years. I don't think they've made an album with like ever. Go ahead. Tickling. So let's just there's no point system. It takes place everywhere. To me, it's basically McKinley Manor, the haunted house. People try, like, I'll pay you $50,000 if you get through it, but no one ever gets through. But this one pays, so it should be all right. You know, you're going to get strapped down. You might get some stuff you're not going to feel comfortable with, but it pays decent. Dino,
I did find a still shot of one of the videos.
Please do. Oh, see, that's a Russian using the hook. That's an Olympic medal maneuver, and it's about time we get it in the endurance competitive tickling scene. Go ahead, Tank. He's disgusted with me.
Totally.
I no longer want to go.
Take's out.
When we were talking about the milkman, it was like, oh yeah, I'm sure. And then you saw the milkman, and you're like, listen. Yeah,
well, even the commenter that said Jason, he was like down for it. His last comment said shit got deep, and he was so real.
Well, about
3 knuckles.
That's a little bit of foreshadowing right there. That's a little bit foreshadowing.
Hey, the question is, was it a full, or just a two? Just the 2, or was it a full? Hey,
we'll have to ask the ref, and hopefully he has gloves on. I fucked it, no longer qualified. Love you, Jason. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
We'll throw it out there finally for the last. Watch Tickled. It's a great documentary and actually has a sequel because the guy who does all this shows up to the premiere of Tickle and raises a scene too. So they filmed that as well because they're the Jim Cornette of documentaries. They're going to monetize every goddamn thing for you. But I'll start off with the question we're here to answer. Is it a sport? I'm going to say no, and I hope no one checks my closet because they're going to have some questions. I might have some VHSs that are questionable.
The hand in your closet.
Don't be you. If you saw Tim Lost Comedy, you already know what I do inside of my closet for a little bit already. Imagine what else.
Check out Tim's Christmas special. And
so,
are you going to upload videos of you playing with toys again? I'm not going to watch that again.
It's going to be here soon. Right now, my wife, we're trying to find a time. I'm going back to school. And my wife's, I feel bad letting my wife edit a video for 8 hours of me playing with toys, but I really do enjoy it. And I got some, the pay-per-view is still, Nori Gertz is still on the table. There will still be a surprise guest. If you're following up with MLCW, the Midlife Crisis Wrestling League, where we put the action and action figures, definitely check that out. We'll have all the titles, the M Crown Championship is still coming. We're just trying to find a better way to film it. But enough about me and my awesome wrestling league.
No. I'm glad you went into that a little deeper because now we're going to cover that shit on a future Sportz Ballz show. And
there we go.
You're going to get what you deserve.
I'll take the publicity. My main fan right now is Pizza Slut, and the name creeps me the fuck out. And he watches and really watches. He's like, man, that guy's a high flyer, and we're 20 minutes in. This dude's dedicated way more than he should be. Creeps me out. But Tickle Wrestling, my action wrestling league, not a sport. Just like Tickle Wrestling, not a sport. Leaving it out for you guys. What do you guys think?
No, not a sport. Not at all a sport. Is it entertaining? Not at all. Stop it. I hate it.
It seems like a good way to make money if you can't give blood. But that's about it. That might be your loophole.
You don't get paid to give blood. That's why it's called
I thought
give.
You did. Well, I thought you could pay.
You do in the
plasma.
There's giving blood and selling plasma. Two completely different activities, sir.
Nothing out of my body or the Lost family has ever been wanted. I'm an organ donor and they still give it back. So it's not going to work. So I'm sorry to get the terminology wrong. But look at me. That just seems right. If I said the right thing, I'd fucking blow your mind. So
we have Jason Allen Willis says, y'all crack me up. Crack me the fuck up. Answer is no, it's not a sport, but I'd watch. Sport, no, maybe a hobby. Kink, not sport. No, Tom Ross, no.
Yeah, Tom Ross wants to know what sponsor would you have for this? KY Jelly? Competitive Tickling Wrestling on ESPN 8 the Ocho, sponsored by KY Jelly. Get 3 knuckles deep. We got Trevor, go into the monikers. I'm already for it. I got my announcer voice already on. The Hawaiian from down under, we call him Spam. 350 pounds of Spam. Because Spam's a delicacy in Hawaii. All right, there you go.
It's really not. It's not.
Don't tell them that.
I'll tell them whatever the fuck I want. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm in
True.
Canada. They ain't coming.
Whoa.
Our borders are closed.
Whoa, we're getting aggressive on Hawaiians. Let's not even bring up the pizza. We don't have enough time.
They were the ones in that basketball game earlier that those guys got fired over.
Final words, guys. Anything you want? Promos? What's going on? Open the floor.
How come you're not highlighting Facebook user?
Because I don't know who the fuck it is. Yeah. And the thing is, okay, this is a show that we've planned in advance, and this person is like, so what are we talking about? The asteroids coming this year? It's like, or the Royal Rumble at the end of this month? You're like, okay. Number one, if you've watched the show, none of this has been sports related. Like, it happened at a sports game, but not. And 5G, the mad tornado in Kentucky.
Here's the
what the fuck is this person?
Here's the truth.
I just want to know. Tell me when the asteroids are coming because I'm planning a trip to Florida in June. Am I wasting my time or not?
He's heard great things about
June.
their hockey games down there, so he wants to check them out. Here, the reason it's Facebook user because well, Dino's the only person that has a clean Facebook record out of any of us. He's the one we call to get us bail money in Facebook. That dude's probably friends with Dino and blocked by all of us. Definitely blocked by me, and we're running through a stream. So we can't see his name because he either blocked us or we blocked them. So
I really want to go and change my name to Facebook user right now.
Yeah.
It is a hidden thing. It kind of sounds cool.
See how many Facebook user.
Oh, don't get me started. That was a wrestling reference. I got way too giddy.
Definitely.
I will throw out a plug out there. Actually, you can see Tank and me January 21st at McLeansboro American Legion. Tickets are $5. You're going to see headliner Gary Becker. If we could ever get the fucking monitor off his ankle and get him on the show, he'll be out here Friday, January 21st as well. We got some locals. We got almost 8 comics for this show. It's going to be more bang for your buck. And I promise I won't eat your pizza table side this time. So it's going to be a
I don't
great
believe
time.
that promise. I don't believe that
I
promise.
wouldn't either. Their pizza's
At all.
pretty good. It's happening. Front pockets out on me. Anyone else got anything coming up for you guys?
I think it's funny that you refer to a pizza pocket as a piece of clothing as opposed to something you would eat. I think that's hilarious.
I dig it. Bill.
Next thing I have, you can get tickets for February 5th, downtown Omaha. Comedy After Dark. Tickets at backlinecomedy.com.
That's a damn fine show, too. You've been doing that for a while, so definitely bring that up. That's
I've been
one of the
running
best
that show
shows.
about 5 years now.
It's the best show in Omaha. Definitely check it out. Just if you're a fan of comedy or anything. If you're a fan for us, tell us. We love that shit. But if you're a fan for comedy, tell your friends. Have a good night, man. You can also check Dino out on all his social medias, kicking ass. You put cottage cheese. You put cottage cheese with nuggets, and you have a good time. Why separate them? Yeah. Walkie-talkie. Why are you trying to divide food? We're here to bring it together.
Susie says thank you. Yeah, you can check out all my stuff at Dino the Genetic Marvel right here. Just do that, and you'll find wherever this is happening, you're probably going to see more stuff.
Like, share, subscribe, validate our existence, and we appreciate you. And this has been a great show from everyone here at Sportz Ballz. Thank you, and have a good night.